2,000 years ago, a ruthless Middle Eastern king deployed a military death squad to a tiny village, ordering the execution of every infant boy. The target of this state-sponsored assassination was a newborn baby. Born in the dirt, he slept in a feeding trough to parents who were essentially homeless. While the birth of Jesus of Nazareth is often depicted as a serene moment, the historical record suggests a crisis. A Roman imperial decree had forced his parents into a town so overcrowded they were pushed into a livestock shelter. This photograph shows the actual terrain of Bethlehem. It was a place of mud, rock, and crowded stone dwellings, a nightmare for a young family. The danger intensified because of King Herod the Great, a paranoid monarch who murdered his own family. He responded to rumors by sending assassins. He sought to eliminate any rival to his throne. The political establishment saw a threat in this peasant baby from day one, forcing him into a struggle for survival before he could speak. Following a warning in a dream, the family fled into the night. They narrowly escaped the village just before the massacre began. Their route took them hundreds of miles across the rugged landscape of the south and deep into the Egyptian desert. This child spent his first years as a refugee, hiding in a foreign empire while a death warrant remained active in his homeland. The survival of a hunted, displaced child against the resources of an empire remains one of the most striking anomalies of the ancient world. After the death of Herod, the family returned to the north, settling in Nazareth, an obscure town tucked away in the hills of Galilee. Most ancient myths depict heroes conquering armies in their youth. The account of Jesus does the opposite. It documents nearly 30 years of total silence. The Greek term used for his profession is tekton. This identifies him as a builder or stonemason, a laborer who spent his days performing heavy construction. This was his reality. He spent his time cutting rock and building infrastructure under the sun. He was not leading a movement or building a political network. He worked in absolute obscurity as a manual laborer for 25 years. These decades of stone cutting provided a grueling physical and mental discipline. It was the preparation required to step onto the world stage at the exact right moment. At age 30, the silence ended. He left the workshop in Nazareth, walking into the wilderness. He arrived at the muddy banks of the Jordan River to find John the Baptist, a radical prophet attracting massive crowds from across the region. By stepping into the water to be baptized, Jesus officially accepted the mantle of his mission. He was committing himself to a path that would eventually lead to a direct collision with the authorities in Jerusalem. As he emerged from the river, the accounts describe a sudden atmospheric disturbance. The sky is torn open, and a voice validates his identity. The stonemason had disappeared. The messenger had arrived. But he would face one more extreme trial before he began his public work. Instead of heading to the capital to claim power, he walked alone into the Judean desert, the most lethal environment in the region. He spent 40 days and nights in this landscape, enduring total isolation and starvation. At his absolute weakest, the text states he was confronted by the devil for a final battle of wills. He was offered 3 shortcuts: feed himself instantly, perform a public miracle to prove his status, or take immediate political control of the world's empires. This final offer was the ultimate temptation, the chance to rule every nation on earth without having to endure the pain of a Roman execution. The desert served as the final test of his resolve. It was a filter to ensure his mission would not be corrupted by the promise of easy power. Jesus rejected the offer of immediate political dominance. He chose the path of ultimate resistance, accepting a mission that led toward a cross. He emerged from the heat and the sand as an unstoppable force. He carried a message that challenged the foundations of the Judean religious hierarchy and the Roman governors alike. The discipline he gained in the desert had prepared him for a fatal collision with these established powers. The military death squads, the years of physical labor, and the starvation in the desert failed to stop him. They forged a man whose 3-year mission would eventually outlast the Roman Empire itself.